Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is Miss V with Pick a Card Readings. I hope everyone is doing amazing today. I'm coming forth today to do a Pick a Card reading on what are your ancestors guiding you to do. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel, clicking the like button, commenting below. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you have not clicked the bell, please make sure that you do so that way you can receive notifications on when my Pick a Card readings do post, okay? And if you're ever interested in a reading with me, you can always go to www.spiritualvibrations.org or feel free to email me at spiritualvibrations2018@gmail.com. So again, these are general messages. They may and may not apply to everyone. Take the messages that resonates and leave what does not. Okay. I've already premeditated, and Spirit has provided the insight that they feel that you need to know. So again, the title of this reading today is "What are your ancestors guiding you to do?" Okay, so we have three selections here. Take your time and allow Spirit to draw you towards the one that you need to hear. If you feel that it's more than one, then feel free to do so. This is a timeless video as well, okay? The timestamps will be down below, so if you do not want to listen to the intro, you can go directly to the card that you selected. So with that being said, let's get started. We have cards 1, cards 2, and cards 3, okay? Cards 1, cards 2, and cards 3. What are your ancestors guiding you to do? All right, so with that being said, let's get started. We're going to move these cards over to the side here. So, for those who selected 1, the first message that came out for you guys is sacred space, okay? So at this time, for many, your ancestors are guiding you to take more time out to yourself. Find at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. No cell phones, no TVs, just going into a meditative state. Connecting more to your higher power, connecting more to your ancestors. For some, your ancestors are wanting you to build an altar as well. An altar is a great place where you can go when you are needing to kind of have that sacred space. Okay. I also feel like with this card, your ancestors are wanting some to start doing fire meditation in order to connect with them. Okay. For some, you may already be doing fire meditation to connect with your ancestors. Okay. But definitely taking time out to go into a meditative space, to connect more, to communicate more, and as well building that altar. The next message that came out for you guys is the Ace of Fire. So again, a lot of fire energy here. So I'm strongly feeling that your ancestors are wanting you to really work with fire meditation as a way to connect with them. Okay. But also, when this particular card comes up here, your ancestors are wanting you to feel the power within. They want you to have that vitality. So for some at this time, you may be feeling powerless. You may be feeling as if you don't quite have the willpower or the vitality to keep moving forward in some area in your life. You could be going through a lot of transformation at this time, a lot of change. And when we go through change, change can be difficult, okay? Which is also another reason why having a sacred space of building an altar at this time, connecting with your ancestors, is strongly encouraged so they can help reinforce that power within you as well as that vitality, okay? They are wanting you to sustain that courage to keep moving forth. They also are wanting you to have that strong self-confidence within yourself as well. Let's see what additional messages you have today. You have the Tarragonic Quartz. Okay, these are some powerful cards here, so I'm going to read this one directly out the book. So just give me a moment. So that is considered the soul's code. Okay, so when this card comes up, your ancestors are wanting you to remain honest to achieve your success. All right. So I feel like for many, Your ancestors are wanting you to remember how much power that you have to obtain the success that you want, which is why they want you to have that sacred space so you can rejuvenate this sense of power, this vitality, and this courage so you can move forward on manifesting what it is that you want for your life. Because your ancestors are saying that you will have the success, but at this time, with the changes that you're going through, you need to have the strength. And the strength lies within, okay? This card could also be acknowledging for some, it's time to let go of some conflict. So there could be some conflict that's going on around you at this time, which is why you may also need to have a sacred space to step back from the conflict that you're dealing with. Maybe the conflict that you're dealing with right now, you feel as if you're losing power in it, or it's draining your energy source. And your ancestors are wanting you to know to let go of that at this time. For some, your ancestors are wanting you to heal from some traumatic events from the past that may still be affecting your confidence, your vitality, and your power within yourself, where you are at a space of not feeling as if you can move forward or strong enough to move forward. Now you also have here the magic guardian. Unlock the magic within. So yeah, for many, it's like a lot of fire energy here. I feel like there could be a lot of fire signs that is watching, or selected one as well. I also feel like spell work. For some of your ancestors, I'm wanting you to work more with spell work. Possibly when it comes to doing some self-love, working with candles. Prosperity, working with candles. For some that selected this, you are someone that works with magic anyway, okay? But let's talk a little bit about this card, about the Magic Guardian, and what your ancestors are wanting you to do at this time. They definitely are wanting you to stop looking outside of yourself and recognize that you have all the power within you. So for many, it is acknowledging that I feel like some are feeling quite powerless at this time. And your ancestors are wanting you to know everything that you need is within you. You just have to recognize that and unleash it, okay? For some, you may need to go into this sacred space or go to your altar so they can connect with you, so they can communicate with you, so they can help you recognize the power that you hold within yourself, okay? They want you to know that you have the ability to dedicate yourself to a goal and make it happen and bring it into your reality, because you hold the key. You are the magic. Give me a second here. For some that selected this, again, you guys are someone that works with magic or have the capability of working with magic, or at this time in your life, it would be beneficial to use some hoodoo practices. And please know that hoodoo and voodoo are two different things. They are not the same, okay? And like I said, for some, you're already working with this energy. You're working with your deities. You're working with your gods and your goddesses at this time to gain back that strength and that vitality to move forth in areas of your life. The next card that came out for you is Know Your Power. So again, you see all this fire energy? This is beautiful. For some, you are wanting to be set free of this lack of power or lack of vitality or this lack of confidence. And so for some, you have been working with magic in order to set yourself free. Now, when you work with magic, we all must know that it's all about the intentions. You can burn a candle, but the candle is not going to do the work for you if you don't have the intention set behind it. So make sure that if you are working with candles or any hoodoo um, to manifest something in your life, make sure you have that intention behind it, okay? Because really, know your power. That's what it's about. Know your power. It's time for you to charge forward. Have that confidence within yourself. Okay? Utilize the energy that you have within you to manifest your reality. And for some, all you need to do is get into that sacred space, into that meditative space, and the ancestors will show you the way. Sitting at your altar, connecting with your ancestors, your deities. They will communicate with you. They will show you the way. They will lead the way. Okay? The next message that came out is prophesying abilities. So again, for some that selected one, you guys have prophesying abilities. You guys have the abilities to see in the future moving forward. So you already know what you're capable of. But for some, you're just having a hard time getting there. Could be a lack of fear. Not being confident in yourself. So you are encouraged at this time to know the power that you hold within you. You are capable of anything that you put your mind to. You have the ability to see for the future, and success is promised to you. Your ancestors are wanting you to know that. But you have to have this strong self-confidence within yourself. Okay? And last but not least, you guys have the law of attraction that kind of speaks for itself. So your ancestors are wanting you to know you are what's called manifestors. You manifest what you think. So if you're in this space of feeling powerless or a lack of vitality, then of course you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel as if you're not able to move forward because you're manifesting this energy. You are the magician in your life. You are the person that holds the magic, but you don't realize how powerful that you are. But use that sense of knowing your power and manifesting that good in your life. Start thinking more optimistic in areas in your life and see how powerful your life can transform in a blink of an eye that will lead you to success. Okay? So that was the insight for those that selected one. I hope you enjoyed. Click the like button, comment below. Love and light and blessings to you. Moving on to those who selected two. What are your ancestors guiding you to do? First card that fell out is the retreat card. Okay? So for many, your ancestors are acknowledging at this time it's time to be still. For some, it's time to meditate. If you have not been meditating, it's time to start. Okay? It's a time of rest, a time of rejuvenation, a time of going within. Okay? A time of self-reflection. Looking in areas in your life to see what's working, what's not. What needs to be let go of, what needs to be improved. And you can only do that when you take time to be still and go within. For some, you just need to rest. You may have been dealing with something mentally and emotionally taxing, and your ancestors are aware, and at this time, they just want you to rest, rejuvenate, and recuperate so you can move forward. Okay? Let's see what additional messages Spirit has for you. You have the small medicine wheel. So I'm seeing a lot of birds here. So for some, your ancestors may send you a lot of birds, or for those who select two, your birds may be your spirit totem animal at this time. Okay, and your ancestors are wanting you to know that there is a new beginning that is heading in your direction. So this is possibly why they are wanting some to take time out to rest and be still. You may be ending a cycle, and it may have not been easy. So they want you to rest and recuperate yourself so you can experience this joy when this new beginning come into areas in your life, okay? And I feel like whatever this new beginning is, because this is actually the Wheel of Fortune card in a Rider-Waite Tarot deck, but this is native tarot cards here. So with this deck, it's a lot of success that is headed your way, okay? And I feel like with this newness that is coming into areas in your life, and however it may be coming, you're going to be exerting a lot of energy from joy, from happiness, from being emotionally satisfied. So at this time, take time out to rest and be still. Step back and pat yourself on your back for your accomplishments that you've made thus far. You know, sometimes when we make an accomplishment, we don't really take time out to acknowledge our own accomplishments. And so for some, your ancestors, I want you to do so. Sometimes we just accomplish one thing, say, great, I'm so glad I did it, and on to the next, without really sitting back and realizing how far that we've come in order to manifest what we work so hard for. Okay? And your ancestors are also wanting you to know at this time to have gratitude. And that's exactly what I just said, having gratitude, showing gratitude for everything that you have and what you're getting ready to have. Because your ancestors are letting those know who selected too. There's some new beginnings and some success that is coming your way. So get prepared, okay? Now, the next message from your ancestors, we have the Moldavite crystal. This is a very powerful crystal, okay? This crystal could be life-changing. It's very expensive crystal, though, just for a tiny, tiny piece. And be careful that you don't purchase a fake Moldavite, Amazon, because they know real Moldavite $8.99, okay? But let's see. I'm going to use the book for this because, again, these are powerful cards. So I love it. I love it. I love how ancestors talk. This card is about metamorphosis. Y'all know what metamorphosis is, right? Change. Now, for some, your ancestors are wanting you to examine your deepest intentions at this time. What are your intentions moving forth in areas in your life? Which is also why they have the retreat card as well. Because when you go deep within to focus your intentions on what you're trying to do for your life, you can't do it if your mind is always on the go or you are always on the go. So in order to really examine your deepest intentions on what you want for yourself, you have to take time out to rest and go within, okay? For some, your ancestors are wanting you to live in the present moment. It goes back to this, looking back and realizing how much you've accomplished thus far and giving yourself a pat on the back. For some, you living too much in the past or living too much in the future. And so your ancestors are wanting you to live right here and right now. For some, your ancestors are wanting you to find your direction in life. Again, in order to find your purpose, your direction, or which way you are going, you have to be still. You have to retreat. You have to go into a meditative state. But they also want you to know that you have the power to decide. Because when you think of a Moldavite crystal, this is a very powerful crystal. Okay? So you must know that you have the power to decide the direction in your life. And if you just take time to go within and be in a meditative state, they can't connect with you. They will show you the way that's going to bring you to new beginnings and success. But when this card comes up as well, it's important for you to be true to yourself. So for some, that's a message in itself. Stay true to who you are. Don't try to follow the crowd. Don't try to do what other people are doing. Be different. Be unique. Okay? So, moving on. You guys have the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. What did I say? That's the message here for many. Your ancestors are saying it's time for you to be still. It's time for you to go within. It's time for you to reflect in areas in your life. It's time to take a look at something. It's time to reflect on your strengths, your challenges, and how far you have come. Recognize your gifts. Remember how powerful you are. Okay? They want you to take inventory of your life at this time. The challenges that you surmounted, the strengths that you have developed, and the lessons that you've learned along the way. I want you to give yourself credit more as well. Your ancestors are really wanting you to take time right now to see where you are, being in the present moment. Okay? Now, the next message that you guys have is make the sacrifice. Okay? So again, I did say like this is look like a dragon, but in a way it kind of draws this bird energy for me. So let's see what this card is talking about. Make the sacrifice. First thing that I heard from your ancestors, make the sacrifice to go within. Be honest with yourself as you're going within to do some reflection. Because sometimes when we do self-reflection, for some, we don't be honest with ourselves. We can go into reflection in a state of denial. But that's not really reflection, because the point of reflection is to come out on top and have a mental clarity about your direction moving forth. But when you are in a place of denial or not being honest with yourself, as you're going through reflection, you're coming out the same way you went in. Okay? It is acknowledging for some that you will not achieve the outcome that you desire if you are unwilling to act upon your intentions. So it kind of goes back to the motivating. It's time for you to set your intentions. You know, it's time for you to make the sacrifice. For some, you may be wanting certain things to manifest in your life, but are you really putting forth the effort in doing so? Or are you just hoping and praying that it's going to magically happen for you? It's time for you to do some reflection. It doesn't quite work that way. The universe will meet you halfway, but they won't do it all for you. You have to put in the legwork. So what are you going to sacrifice in order to make it happen for yourself? Okay? For everything that you desire, your ancestors are wanting you to know you must give of yourself in return. It's an even exchange of energy here. So for some, needing to put forth more effort and see what is you willing to sacrifice to have the desires that you want for yourself so you can have this new beginning and this success. For many, it's already coming. But for some, you're in a place of needing to set more intentions and take time to go within to see which direction you want to go and make that sacrifice to do so. Okay? The next message, you have shift your energy. So for some, your ancestors saying time for you to shift your energy. For some, your energy, your emotions have been kind of up and down. Okay? Maybe you have been doing a lot of reflecting, and this is causing your energies to shift. But if that is the case for you, and you have been going within and you are reflecting in areas in your life and your energies are shifting, allow the energy to surface, because it's like a purging process, okay? That's going to lead to the happy outcome in the end. But for some, you're just in a state of just needing to shift your energy. For some, you are in a place where you're just wanting things to magically happen. Now, don't get me wrong. Miracles happen every day. But if you want your life to shift in the direction that you want it to, you have to make this sacrifice. You have to set those intentions. And for some, what I just heard is needing to shift your mindset, your way of thinking. Your ancestors are wanting you to shift your mindset. Again, you may have been dealing with a lot of things mentally and emotionally challenging, and it's affected your energy. And so now it has lowered your vibrations. But it's time to change that. Okay? And then the last message you guys have, enlighten yourself with knowledge. So for some, your ancestors are saying that this is a time where they want you to be still and they want you to learn as much as you possibly can. Maybe learn more about your spiritual journey. Maybe learn more about spirit totem animals, because you do have a lot of birds here. Needing to learn more about yourself, enlighten yourself more. Or enlighten yourself more about the knowledge of your ancestors. Tap more into their energy so they can help shift your energy. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed. Click the like button, comment below. Love and light and blessings to you. And then last but not least, for those that selected 3, what are your ancestors guiding you to do? The first card that came out is past, present, and future. So for some, what your ancestors are wanting you to do is to not focus too much on the past and not be too much in the future. But when it comes to the past, leave the traumatic events, leave the negative events in the past, but use the lessons behind them for your present and your future. I hope you guys heard me on that. Okay? So come out the past. Don't be too far in the future. They want you to be more in the now. But at the same time, they want you to use the wisdom and the knowledge from past situations that you've been through and use them as stepping stones in this present time, as well as moving forward to the future. Now, for some, your ancestors is acknowledging that you have that sight. You are clairvoyant. You have the ability to see past, present, and future. So for some, your ancestors are wanting you to utilize this clairvoyant ability that you have on your journey moving forth. Let's see what additional messages Spirit has. You have the Eight of Earth, inner order. So let's see here. For some, your ancestors are wanting you to slow down a little bit. You may be moving a little bit too fast. And this could also be why they're saying stay more in the present. Don't stop what you're doing, but just slow down a little bit. Slow but steady. Okay? For some, your ancestors are acknowledging it's time to get some self-discipline in areas of your thinking, in areas of how you're moving. For some, your ancestors are acknowledging that you need to get more grounded, needing to connect more to nature as well. Okay. Let's see what else comes up. That's what I'm getting from that at this time. Now, the crystal that the ancestors have for you is rhodozite crystal. Okay, so these are powerful cards here, and let's see what is the message from your ancestors when it comes to this card here. Mighty power. Okay, that's what this particular card is. When it comes to this crystal, it's about mighty power. Give me a second here. They want you, makes sense. This card did talk about getting grounded. And so when this card comes up, your ancestors are wanting you to check out the lack of harmony that you're having in your life, in your environment, whether it's your home life, your work life. They want you to take a second look at the discontentment that you may be feeling. And they want you to get grounded. So whatever is going on in an environment that you are around, it doesn't affect who you are. It doesn't affect your energies, okay? Because also I feel like with this card, some may be having a lot of negative thoughts or a lot of compulsive thought patterns that is unhealthy for them in some way. So the more that you can get out, the more that you can connect more to nature, it keeps you grounded in your energies, okay? And it keeps you more in the present moment. So for many, these energies are coming from being too much in the past or too far in the future, okay? Now, the next message that came up for you is the seer. See beyond the current situation. So for some, your ancestors are wanting you to know it's time to look at things from a different perspective. But this also acknowledges that there could be many that selected three that has clairvoyant abilities. You have the ability to see, okay? And for some, again, they want you to look beyond the current situation. They want you to raise your vibration at this time. Because again, I feel like with these two cards here, for some, your vibrations may be kind of low. You're not grounded enough because you're either too much in the past or you're too much in the future. Okay? Now, you have that ability. So that's why it may be a little bit challenging for you because you have the ability to see the past, present, and future. You have clairvoyant abilities. But it's time for you to do things and focus on things that's going to raise your vibration and not lower them. Okay? Now, when this card comes out, this card is acknowledging, again, you having clairvoyant abilities. But it's also about being able to clearly create your best future for yourself. Okay. And so you are being encouraged by your ancestors at this time to kind of you see beyond what you think is happening now. So for some, you could be in the present moment, but there could be a lot of negative things, obstacles, challenges that's going on right now, and you're focusing so heavily on it that it's stunting your sight when it comes to you moving forward to the future. And so your ancestors, I wanted you to know, don't get too focused on these energies that are taking place right now. You need to ground yourself because you may be off track. You're losing focus. You're not seeing things for what they are. Okay? For some, you're feeling stuck right now. You're feeling a little bit lost right now. But the more that you begin to ground yourself and focusing more so on the present, but not the difficulties in the present, you will be able to move forward. Your ancestors, I want you to know that. Okay? The next message that came up for you is heed the messengers. Give me a second here. For many, your ancestors are saying, pay attention to the signs. Your third eye is open for many. For many that selected 3, your third eye is open. So pay attention to the sign. Heed the messages around you. Again, if you're going through a difficult situation, take time to look at the situation and use your discernment. See what this lesson is about. See what is happening right now so you can move out of this energy and move forward. For some, your ancestors are wanting you to pay attention to your dreams. You guys are getting messages, but you're not listening. They're sending you signs, but you're not listening. You have an elders that's stepping in your path, but you're not listening. Heed to the messages around you at the time. Okay? The next message you have is, again, clairvoyant. So for many that selected 3, you have clairvoyant abilities. This speaks someone that has the ability to see the past, present, and future. Third eye being open. But you may be a little bit ungrounded. You may have some mental confusion. I just heard something as well. For some that selected this, you have these abilities, but you're stuck about using them to be of service to others. And your ancestors, I want you to move forward. Move forward. Let go of the fear of others looking at you at a particular way, or, family disowning your friends. Yes, it can be challenging, but your ancestors, I want you to move forward with this energy. If you have these abilities, your ancestors, I want you to put them to use. Okay? And then last but not least, you have synchronicity. So again, for many that selected this, your ancestors been sending you a lot of signs. Definitely a lot of birds. A lot of signs. And I feel that many are not really recognizing the signs that is being sent by your ancestors at this time. You're not really utilizing your third eye in the way that you should. You're being blindsided by the things that you're currently dealing with right now. You're not grounded enough at this time. So heed to the messages. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the signs, the numbers. Get grounded in your energy. Stay more in the present, okay? But don't be focused on the obstacles and the challenges in the present, because what's going on now does not have to predict your future. And that's what your ancestors are wanting many to know at this time, okay? So with that being said, this completes your reading, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Click the like button, comment below. Until next time, love and light and blessings to you.